Good morning, everybody. Chewy89 here, coming at you today with another Marvel Crisis Protocol video. And this time, you're here to talk to top 8 LVO 2022 Marvel Crisis Protocol player. Like, you guys don't know how good that feels saying, man. And I was some dice away from making top 4, man, but it just didn't work out for me. But you know, I went out there. I overachieved, I think, in my opinion. I felt like I could make top 16 if some things go my way, and it did. And going into the top 8, I was like, okay, I don't know. You know what I mean? It depends on the matchups, who I play first, and we'll see what happens, right? So I ended up making top 8, guys, at LVO 2022 with the Spider-Foes roster. And I know people have some questions about it, and I'm here to answer them for you. But first off, do me a favor, guys. Comment down below, dislike the video, subscribe to the boys channel. Subscribe to the channel, man. I need some more subscribers. I will have some more MCB content. I am gonna change the content for this channel. I'm still gonna do character reviews. I'm still gonna do Daredevil's review, by the way. I got a lot to say about that. But I'm gonna start interviewing players. I want you guys to get to know the community and Discord and stuff like that. Put like a face to the person. I want to start doing that. The podcast thing, I'm just whatever. I'm gonna scratch that for now. I'm not gonna get into it. I just like to interview players and talk to people about their tech and all that stuff. So that's what I'm gonna end up doing. And I want people out there to listen to these players and understand their mindset when it goes to making a roster and like playing this game, right? What's their philosophy, you know? Let's just first things first. LVO, great weekend. Shout out to Omnis Protocol. Shout outs to Tyson out there. They ran a hell of an event. I mean, the event ran smoothly. It was great. Friday was rough, just because 4 straight rounds, no lunch break, nothing. I didn't eat anything throughout the entire 4 rounds. I didn't drink anything throughout the entire 4 rounds. I was thirsty, hungry, and maybe that's why I won those games. I don't know. Maybe I was just angry as hell, and I'm like, man, I need to eat. I haven't eaten shit. I haven't drank anything. I'm thirsty, and I'm like, you're about to get these dice, bro. You're about to get these dice, and you're gonna like it, and you're gonna lose. Maybe that's what it was, but I don't know. So so Friday I went 3-1. First let's talk about the roster. Let's just get this over with. So people were asking me, I have 2 5 threats. Spider-Foes do not have a 5 threat to bring with them in affiliation, okay? So I have to think about what 5 threats can help me out the most and what makes sense. Let's talk about the Amazing Spider-Man, okay? Now, 5 threat, he moves long. He has a pretty big base. Now, if you guys don't know, Spider-Man, and I can do a quick demonstration of what I'm talking about, okay? So, Spider-Man, because of those 2 things, okay? So, now, if you're playing on hammers, if you're playing on Spider-Infected, or just extracts like that you have a hard time grabbing the middle or like the side on a D, these are like the game changers here, right? This is what gets you the point lead. The middle one on F, the sides on D are riskier to get, but you need to get them to keep the points parity, right? And what Spider-Man could do is basically move once. And I was gonna do a video on this on extract runners, but we'll just get into this now. So Spider-Man can literally move once, come out to here, and I probably fucked myself on positioning here, but that's all right. We'll fix it later. Something like that. TTS with your nonsense. So I should be within 1 easy there. Yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, easy. Even fucking up the positioning. I could have came back a little bit further. So I can go get that hammer, right? Go get that hammer, and then I can just run back to here. And keep Spider-Man as safe as possible, or just put him on the Extremist console. They would really have to overextend to get him. I can just do something like this, and like that way, at least the terrain feature here can like backstop if they try to push me off or whatever. They really have to overextend to come get Spider-Man at that point, or you can just move him back further and somebody else plays the secure. But you kind of want somebody to play the secure because they can get ballsy and come up and contest your secure. and take away the points from you. So you just kind of want to sit there or whatever. That's not optimal, but that's just my opinion. You can do something like that. That's the reason why Spider-Man's in the list. Not just that. It's not only just that. Okay. Woody Banner is nutty. Woody Banner, and again, every character in my list has at least played one time, right? And I'll get to that in a little bit. So, like, Woody Banner, ending character within 3 and him, or whatever, if they do an attack, during the modify opponent's dice step, you can make them reroll 1 attack roll. It's insane. I mean, it's basically I'm paying for Oscorp on offense. Okay? Along with Spider-Man's rerolls, Master Spider Sense, this is really nutty. And you're going to have a hard time killing him. Not just that. If he's within 3 of other allied characters, he can do this as well. So if somebody else attacks, like so let's say, for example, you got Doc Ock and he's sitting like right next to Spider-Man or something like that, and you want to keep him safe, and they roll a wild or something like that, literally Spider-Man can just make him re-roll it every single time for 1 power. And he should have the power. Maybe not turn 1, but like on Serum and this right now, I mean, turn 2, you know, he's going to have some power, man. He's going to be building up power. And the only reason why I have this as an example is I want to talk about Game 1, which was amazing. So that's why Spider-Man is here. I think he works well with the foes, leadership, with Oscorp, and in the combination of that, he can help out the Spider-Foes characters with some attack rolls. He's really good. Bullseye, probably one of the best 2 threats of the game. He's just basically chip damage and hold the point. It's that simple. It's really that simple. Doc Ock for well-laid plans. There's nothing else he really does. He has a throw. He has a little bit of control. I wish his throw was size 3, but then he'd be one of the best 3 threats in the game. That's fine. 2's good enough. I get the 3 power when I can, especially when I'm playing with Struggle for the Cube or whatever. I get there, and it is what it is. That's pretty much it. Strange. Now, I've gotten some questions about this. Now, reason why Strange is here. Okay, let's just get to the obvious. If I can... There we go. If I can... Let's just get to the obvious, okay? His Baleful Bolts of Balthak has a Pierce. The other thing is, too, Doctor Strange has the same reroll as OG Strange. So he can reroll all, okay? So your chance of getting that Pierce along with Oscorp is very, very high. Now, characters with Pierce, and we'll get to Killmonger in a second. Hold on 1 minute. Sorry about that. I'm not going to edit that out. Anyway, so, like, the fact that he does that, simple, explanatory. The other key to this is that it's Mystic. And my mindset, I've been struggling against Web Warriors. And I thought at LVO, now if you want to go watch the affiliation breakdown, go to the tournaments, or if you're in a Discord, watch them. There wasn't a lot of Web Warriors. And I thought I was going to see a ton of them. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready for this matchup. Strange is going to mess up their day at a certain threat level. Okay, between 18, 19, I take Sorcerer Supreme Strange. Or against the Avengers, I take Sorcerer Supreme Strange. Because he, with the Mystic attacks, can harass Hulk. Definitely can harass Steve. And just Scalpel is nutty. And Scalpel's insane. If you guys look at Scalpel, choose any character within 2, place it within 3. Now, the reason why this is important is that one of the strongest things in the game right now, and at a high win rate, is Web Warriors with viruses. They do a really good job of transporting the viruses, along with Criminal Syndicate as well. Strange, if you position him properly and don't spend his power doing weird shit, you should have power to scalpel multiple characters and break up the monotony that's there, that they're trying to do. Because if you let them crowd up and do their thing, they're going to get the viruses and they're just going to transport it. If you can break them all up and force them to get back to try to do that, you're going to have opportunities to attack them, to take away the viruses. You want to give yourself as many opportunities as possible to do that. The other thing, Black Cat is damn near untrackable. Okay? She's damn near, you can't chase her down. She's too fast. She has stealth. You got to be within 3. Strange can do that rather effectively. All he has to do is transport himself, move once. He's already there, and that's it. So that's pretty much it for Sorcerer Supreme Strange. And he can be pretty tanky, by the way, with his rerolls and stuff like that. And he gains additional 2 power. He's also he also can be a candidate for advanced R&D. I did not run it, but after Sunday, there are 2 cards that I'm probably going to talk about that I at least one of them that I probably should have slid in and given a shot. But we'll talk about that once we get to the tactics and all that. Green Goblin, I'm playing Spider Foes. I didn't run dual affiliated because I feel like if I ran Criminal Syndicate with foes right now, I feel like it wouldn't be optimal. I just stuck with Spider Foes and that's it. Killmonger, extra 2 VPs with Usurp the Throne. Again, Pierce, okay, Pierce along with Oscorp, sick. You're gonna be dazing characters, you're gonna be KOing characters with this model, and he basically harasses your highest threat model and gets rid of the problem. That's it. That's all he does. He does it rather effectively. He played 1 game for me and was phenomenal. I like to run him against Criminal Syndicate. I like him to harass Kingpin if he is the highest threat model. If not, I go after the highest threat model and I nuke the hell out of him. That's basically my mindset with Killmonger. That's it. He has some nutty stuff with Special Forces, which I used this weekend, which gave me more hits, which was insane. The thing that I have to, and the other thing I have to keep in mind too is the kill count. I botched it in one of my games with him where I had rerolls because I had kill count tokens and I had like 2. So I was like, oh, I did an attack and I didn't do enough to kill him. And I was like, oh, wow, I looked at the card again. I was like, oh, I have rerolls. And I did it on the next attack and killed Kingpin. And again, did not play Usurp the Throne because I'm an idiot. Which I should have. I should always play Usurp the Throne. I always get scared to play that card because I feel like it's going to fail when I play it. But every time I have that mindset, I always get the kill and I never get the 2 extra VPs, which is whatever. I've done it a few times, though. Black Ops Strike is amazing. It's a range 3 attack. He has a charge as well, which is 2 power, which he should get to. And that's where my advanced R&D epiphany came in. And when I look at stuff like this, I'm like, that's where it came in. Black Ops Strike hands out a stagger, place within 1. It's sick. Again, he can chase down Black Cat too because of that range 3, get within 1, and then just harass the fuck out of her. Lizard, I mean, come on. Tanky as hell. He's a spider foe. Mystique. Now, Mystique is specifically for Web Warriors. Okay? She was a last-minute addition. I put her in the list Friday night. And I'm sorry, Thursday night. God, I can't speak right now. Thursday night. You cannot use reactive superpowers on Mystique when she attacks. She has martial artist. She's within 2. She's tanky. And deception is amazing. Deception is just amazing. And she has stealth as well. You have to be within 3 to target her. And she moves long. She moves fast. She can chase down a black cat, which I was having her do, and she was doing it rather effectively. Mike D, if he ever talks about our game, listen to what he's saying. Like, I was doing some really nice shit with Mystique. And deception, it literally... Oh, man, that game was... Well, whatever. Anyway, Toad, he's a nice 2-threat. Again, he's one of these characters that can get an extract safely, so he can get the middle, he can get the outside Ds rather safely, and he can just run to safety. And granted, he got one-shotted one time this weekend. That was off of a throw from Angela. That's life. But normally, he does not get one shot. And if someone goes and attacks Toad, he normally is going to get 2 power, and he's normally going to slippery, and he's going to get out, and you're really going to have a long day. Venom, plain and simple. He's the best 4th threat in Spider Foes, and he's phenomenal. He's just great. You can't get rerolls. Again, he harasses Miles, and that's it. So that's it for the characters there. Secures and extracts. Affinity Formula. Spider Foes like bees. They can just sit on this, gain power. Which they can lack sometimes. and just basically just sit and just pop shots with Venom and with Goblin and all that, and long range attackers, stuff like that. I can get extra power on Killmonger. He can set up a charge and go in and kill and just go nuts, stuff like that. Intrusions. Now, I like it for foes. I hate it personally as a player. Reason why I say that is out of 10 rolls that I've had this, I failed 7 times. I've been successful on this 3 times. It drives me up the wall. And when you fail on this, it feels shitty. Shitty. It is horrible when you fail on this. Now, when you succeed, this is amazing for Venom. It's amazing for characters that have a hard time getting to a character. It's amazing. You can just place Venom. Venom goes in, does attacks, goes nuts, whatever. When it fails, it is probably one of the worst things ever. This is going to get cut for me. As a player, I had enough. What it's going to go in instead, I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know yet. We'll get there. I have been liking that F extract, and like I said, I'm going to optimize this and play Criminal Syndicate along with foes, but I'm going to make some changes here. If I do play in League Season 7 right now, I don't know if I'm going to be playing in it. We'll see what happens. Fear Grip D, I have answers to get extracts early with Amazing Spider-Man and Toad as well. Those are my 2 that normally do it. They're my extract runners. They're really good. Spider Infected on F extracts. Spider-Foes are really good. It's wide. It's a great target for well-laid plans, along with Struggle for the Cube. Characters just slowly melt, and you can go and start getting your dazes and kills. And again, well-laid plans, just drop it down, and they take more damage, and they get to drop their extracts. Fallback wasn't here. I don't know why this is here. Was not on my list. Let me see what's missing, and I'll tell you what was here. Usurp the Throne for Killmonger, Sinister Trap, Sacrifice. Great card for Venom or Lizard. If you get a sacrifice onto a Lizard, it's amazing. Mission Objective. Great card. You can pass off your hammers. You can pass off extracts when you get dazed or whatever the case may be. Great card. Great card. Medpack. Heal 3. Marked for Death. This is specifically for for Web Warriors. If I could turn off stealth and make you move small, that's great. I hurt Black Cat a little bit when she was trying to run away from me in a match. Just great. Lethal Protectors for Venom, amazing. He just places himself within 1 of a character, and he's a target. Fallback was not on my list. I'm trying to remember what the hell was here, which I don't right now. I don't know why this is here, but Fallback wasn't in my list. Field Dressing, Deception. I got to remember what was here, and I don't. Field Dressing did not get played once for me all weekend. Why? I don't know. I just did not feel I didn't feel like I needed it at all. It's one of those cards that I really have to sit back and look back, and I have to sit down, think about it again, and process this slot. Either stick with Field Dressing or go Brace for Impact. I felt like Brace for Impact would have done a lot more work for me this weekend, honestly. Medpack was amazing. They don't even have to explain that there. Deception is for Mystique and can just displace a model. My favorite thing to do with this is laying down a trap and using Mystique to go in Deception, blow up the trap, and then reposition your model again. That's by far my favorite thing to do in the game. That or Venom. I caught some people off guard with that, like pushing a character and then getting them within 4 of a Goblin and then blowing a terrain feature up and then like doing extra damage on top of that. Like everybody's like, oh my god, like you can do that? And I was like, yeah. It says place or advanced. So and also Strange can do it too with his scalpel. Strange can scalpel somebody and Strange can blow something, and a Goblin can blow something up, so keep that in mind, by the way. That's some good shit. So let's talk about one of my favorite, my game 1, which is one of my favorite things I ever done in this game. So then Friday, I played against Hyper Viper. I played against one Spider Foes player. So Spider Foes, Avengers, Criminal Syndicate, Cabal. That's those are the 4 matchups I had on Friday. The only thing that scared me really that out of those 4 matchups was Hyper Viper's Avengers. They're really good. They're just solid. And that's a game where I think I misplayed Sorcerer Supreme Strange. I did a position within 3 and I fucked myself up. I put myself within 2 of Luke Cage, and he was able to bodyguard 1 attack, which was huge because what I wanted to happen was I wanted to get 2 range 5 attacks on Steve, who was behind a tree, who was bodyguarding Iron Man, who had the other hammer. And I needed to break up that. I needed to break that up. I just needed to break that up. Just put it like that. I needed to break it up so I can get attacks on Iron Man and take the hammer and 1 aside. That was my whole mindset there. I felt like ignoring Hulk. He was on this side. I had Venom here. I had Toad here. He had Black Widow here. Maybe I should have changed my mind and came and melted Hulk with Mystic attacks, but that's life. And then Sorcerer Supreme Strange could reposition him again. So I probably should have done that, but it is what it is. I mean, it's fine. That's life. That's something to think about for the next time we played. And then Cabal, Criminal Syndicate, I wasn't too afraid of either of those matchups at all. I felt comfortable in both. And I was like, okay, whatever. But game 1. Okay, so game 1. That was a Spider Foes mirror. Of all things, dude. There are 4 Spider Foes players day 1, and I got a mirror match. And I was like, how was that possible? How did I get that luck of a draw, right? Not that I wanted it. And I hate playing mirror matches. They drive me up the fucking wall. So the lesson to take away from this game 1 that I'm about to talk about, please pay attention to your characters, to your opponent's tactics cards, and what he's playing. He played Spider Foes with a splash of Star-Lord. So what he ended up doing, he put a bomb over here, and Lizard and Venom were here. Okay? Something like that. That's not 3, but you get the point. Venom and Lizard were here. I put a trap here right next to Star-Lord, right? This was so fucking slick. You're gonna like this. Spider-Man, I played the Amazing Spider-Man that game, and he was out to here. And I kept him away from Goblin, by the way. I thought Goblin was going to harass him, and he didn't. That was pretty funny. And I probably shouldn't have played Spider-Man. I probably should have played somebody else, but that's okay. And I had Bullseye as well. I had Bullseye, like, over here somewhere, like, harassing. So he plays Eyes on the Prize because he had the Power Gem on Star-Lord, and I didn't see that he had the Power Gem on Star-Lord. He took the hammer, got rid of the trap, and I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get this guy to walk within 1 of this hammer, take it, push him back, and then make his life a living hell that he never gets to play the game. No, he took the hammer, but then did something really interesting. I thought he was going to go to this hammer. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of fucked. I need to find a way to get that one and this one and keep the points the same, right? No. What he ends up doing, he goes out to here within 2. Or out to here within 2, right? And the reason why I love that, and I'm just going to tell you, he stopped right here, got the hammer, and he could not move anymore, right? The reason why I love that is Venom was here, and Venom is going to tank that trap, gain his power, get pushed, go back to the same spot, and basically webline Star-Lord, medium, towards him, and I'm just going to pop shots and take both those hammers as fast as I can. Right? And that's literally what happened. So I move with Spider-Man, grab the hammer, move back. I'm contesting the serum canister. Venom goes, webline Star-Lord. He has to take this trap. I'm sorry. I took this trap, gained my power, weblined Star-Lord towards me. Goblin moves up, grabs a hammer, pops a shot into Star-Lord, does like 3 damage and incinerate. And then from here, Lizard comes up, does an attack, dazes Star-Lord. And I end up taking both hammers, put them on Lizard, and I ended up having 4 hammers and 2 serum canisters, turn 1 scoring 6 points. It was sick. Now, what's sick about it is he got me with this. He definitely got me with this. But I ended up getting him with Venom and returning the favor. And it was worse for him, unfortunately. At that point, it was worse for him. I loved every minute of that interaction. It was great. It was phenomenal, man. I scored 4 hammers turn 1, and I don't know how it was insane how I did it. But kudos to him, man. But that's lesson for the day. Pay attention to your opponent's tactics cards. Pay attention to what they're doing and understand. Because if I pay attention to that, that bomb goes somewhere else. That bomb's going to go here. It's probably going to go on this hammer because I know I can get this one and this one safely. I want to have him risk it for this, basically, is where I'm at. Or have Lizard go up, take it, and then just come back, grab the hammer, and then he's got it. And I have 3-1 hammers at that point. But it doesn't matter. So just pay attention. And then basically, I mean, the next two, I talked about the Hyper Viper game. He played amazing. Game 3 was against Criminal Syndicate. That was a close game. I won that 16-15. Criminal Syndicate. I ended up just pulling it out in the end. That's all I have to say about that one. He was rolling some nutty dice with crossbones, which was driving me up the fucking wall. Game 4 against Cabal. I won that game after round 3. Well laid plans. I dropped some tokens. I ended up getting some. Toad was the MVP in that game. He basically was interacting with Mutant Madmen within 2 and just turning points around for me and just winning the game. It was insane. Toad was the MVP that game. And then Venom as well. Venom just got rid of MODOK with no problem, and that was it. That was all she wrote there. We go into top 16 on Sunday. I play against Jeremiah's Avengers, and I end up winning that game after, I think, round 3 or 4. It was a close one as well. Venom pulled it out for me in that one. I won that one like 16-14 or something like that. I can't remember the score, 16-11. Don't remember what the whole score was. And then top 8, I play against Mike DeLuca, and I'm like, oh, great. Like, I was happy because I'm playing against one of the best players, but I didn't want to play him now. I wanted to play him top 4. And I lost that game 16-14. Close. Literally the game came down to, and I'm gonna tell you my list of what I took. It was Extremist, and it was, what time is it, brother? Oh man, I gotta get ready for work. I should have been at work 20 minutes ago. We're gonna talk about this really quickly. Extremist, and it was a struggle for the cube. And what ended up happening was, I'll just get to it really quickly. Oh no. It was Extremist and struggle for the cube, and I mean, long story short, I played, this is the list here, and I'll show you. It was Lizard. I mean, not Lizard. Yeah, I mean, Lizard was there. So this is what I took. Okay. I didn't take Strange because I couldn't make it work with other things. If it was at 18, I would have had the flexibility. The game was at 17, and I'm like, I really can't make this work. I didn't take any 2 threats. I told myself I'm going to put the trap right down the middle and force him to go get it. And if he risks it for the biscuit, I'm going to have a good day. If he doesn't, I'm still going to have a good day because I'm going to force him onto the trap, and it's not going to be great for him. Mystique, like I said, this is all like I took. So Mystique is a tech piece for Web Warriors because of her shapeshifter innate and deception. I can deception somebody onto a trap, or I can deception Black Cat. And basically just get her off the board and just do what I need to do. Tactics I took. Now this is what you're gonna find interesting. Tactics I took this, and whatever that last card was, which I don't remember, by the way, man. I really got to look at my roster again. Well, whatever the last card was, I took that. I took no restricted cards. I didn't take med pack. I didn't take field dressing. The way Mike plays, I didn't feel like I needed it because he doesn't like to roll dice. He likes to play the scoring game and slow the game down, force you into bad situations, right? So I had to play that game too. right? So my mindset was position character, so he can't get turn 4 pushes with Gwen, so she's rather useless. And and he could talk about it. There was a turn 1 or turn 2 where he was trying to figure out who to attack, and he couldn't figure it out. It was like he's like, no matter where I put this character, it's kind of a bad spot for him. So I was doing really good there with that. I was harassing Extremist consoles. Basically, I was putting all my characters on Extremist consoles ready to fight, because I'm like, once we start fighting, I'm going to start winning the Extremist consoles, and I'm going to hopefully maintain two extracts, right? I'm going to maintain it, and I'm going to hold, and I'm going to keep the points parity until it comes down to my attacks, and I start dazing and KOing characters, and from there, I run up with the score, and I win the game. And it was working beautifully. It was working beautifully up until turn 4. I have Prio, and Miles and Gwen survived 2 throws. And it drives me up the wall that they were able to survive those throws. And it just drove me nuts. Okay? It drove me bonkers. And I'm like, this is insane. Like, his defense rolls are just out of this fucking world. And so we start turn. Venom has 1 power. Okay? And Miles is on his injured side. He cannot re-roll on Venom. Nothing. I have Oscorp. I'm like, I'm in the driver's seat here. I have options to a throw. I have options to a pull. I had an option for, and we'll get into that in a second. So I do my first attack. He rolls 3 blocks. I rolled 1 hit. And I'm like, I gain no power. He then goes ahead and, I then go ahead and do another attack into Miles. I do no damage. At that point, like, the air left the room. If I daze or KO Miles, if I don't daze or KO Miles, let's talk about that. If I don't daze or KO Miles, if I end up with 4 power, Miles is dead regardless. Because what ends up happening is Goblin was behind me next to a tree. Like a size 3 tree. I was going to pull Miles, and if he wasn't within 2, I was going to like push him out to here. I was going to throw him into the tree. And then from there, Goblin blows up the tree, and that should do whatever damage necessary left to kill Miles. And if Miles dies, that leaves him with 4 characters left, because I ended up nuking Proxima Midnight. All my good die rolls with Venom went to Proxima for some reason, and I don't know. It was great. I'm not complaining. I won that point, and Ock just sat here, and I'm like, that's fine. And then if Miles dies, I have 4 characters left to activate, right? He had Toad up here, he had Moon Knight up here that either had to come up, move, and do something, and he had Gwen somewhere around here, I believe. I don't remember where Gwen was at that point. The whole point was I had Mystique left to activate, I had Goblin left to activate, I had Lizard left to activate, I had Ock left to activate. I basically swarm on Extremist consoles from there, or I go and I kill Gwen down here, and I basically win the Extremists with the extracts that I have, and I win the game. Miles was the key to get rid of that game. If I get rid of him, I think I win the game. And Mike maybe disagrees or whatever, but he can talk about it. But that's it. I end up losing the game 16-14. I end up playing one more game, but at that point, I was like, the guy diced me in the next game with Guardians, and I was like, okay, I think that's it. I think I'm done playing. Like I that was the best game I ever played against Mike. That was the best game I ever played on MCP, period. And I didn't pull out the victory. It wasn't meant to be. Honestly, I felt like, not to hype, but I felt like that was the finals game. Like, if there were, and I wish that game was recorded, because you guys, that game was hype as fuck. And I wish you guys were watching the recording on that. I played out of my mind. and I played phenomenal. And Mike, gave me a hug afterwards, gave me the credit. And that's all I wanted, man. I just wanted validation. I want to be, I always consider myself a mid-tier player. I want to get to that top, and I felt like this event gave me the confidence to get there, and we'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. It's a long-ass video. I hope you guys watch it. I hope this explains all the questions about the roster and all that stuff. If you have any more questions, comment down below. Subscribe to the channel, dislike the video. Shout-outs to Sploosh, Mike, Hyper Viper, Tyson, Omnis Protocol. There's names that I'm forgetting right now. I'm sorry. I met you all this weekend. You guys are awesome. I hope to see you guys at another event. Hopefully second win. If you guys can make it out to Chicago in October, definitely do it. It's a great event. I'll be there. And that's it, guys. I did my best. I got 8th place. Better than what I thought. All I gotta say is I am the Spider-Foes player in America. I will say that happily. And possibly the world. Okay? I am Spider-Foes. Spider-Foes for life. And I took them as far as I could, guys. Maybe somebody else can do it better than me. We'll find out. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Peace.